Welcome back, everyone. This is the Game One Lives Forever, the golf podcast, and I am back here with my good friend Brian. Brian, thanks for coming back on.
How we doing?
Good. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a few.
Since we last saw you and talked to you.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for having me.
of course, yeah. Thanks for coming back on.
Yeah.
As you can see, we got some new digs here.
Yeah, this is
pretty excited. Yeah.
we're
What do you
coming
think
up
so
in a
far.
way.
I know. Yeah, we're moving up.
We're moving up
for
a
sure.
little bit, you know.
Yeah.
We're middle class now.
So I appreciate you coming back on, and just kind of getting right into it. So where's your golf game been since last time we talked to you?
It's been in the attic a little bit.
Yeah, I know mine's kind of been on the back burner too.
Yeah, it's been a little busy a couple months here, but definitely had a good solid round the last time I was out. I feel I think it was with you actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, after we filmed the last couple episodes, we went out and played Empire.
Yeah,
right.
Local course for us.
Yeah, and we didn't get all 18 in, but
No.
I
got caught up by the sunlight. Went away.
yeah, and I felt like, I don't know, you're just playing lights out.
Yeah,
that day.
I don't know where that came from. Maybe it was you. Maybe it was my good luck charm or something.
Yeah, yeah.
The first 9 holes were pretty amazing, though.
Yeah.
I would say.
I don't remember how many did we get in.
Okay, so I know we were clear easily through 9 holes.
For sure.
And we played through I think 12 easily, and then that's when we started scrambling. Like, how much light do we really have left?
Wait,
what holes do we want?
Was it we were playing together when the marshal came and took the flags?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was 12. And then we played.
And then we got neighbors walking on the course. We had we're
that's right.
trying to hit drives, and they were
Yeah.
walking in front of us, walking dogs and stuff.
That's
they're like,
right.
They're like, you aren't supposed to be playing anymore. We're like,
He's like,
well,
the marshal already came. We're
but
like,
didn't we pay
Yeah.
to play? Like, and aren't you not supposed to be on the course?
yeah, I know. They felt like as soon as the marshal.
I felt like a country club asker a little bit, you know. And I was like, isn't this public?
Yeah.
We
no.
paid to play.
On one of the holes, like when he came, the marshal, we were putting, right?
Yep.
And the marshal came.
It was on a par
and there's
3.
a group.
It was on
a
a par
group
3 I
behind
believe.
us. You know, we finished, and then he took the flag.
Yeah.
And then the guys behind us like, hey, you forgot the flag. And I'm like, the marshal took it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're on a
So-
par 3, I think, when he stole it right from us.
Uh-huh.
And we're like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, he doesn't care.
Yeah,
No,
no,
he has one
he's just
job,
yeah.
and he's like, I'm on the clock, and
Yep.
I need to get home
He's like, as
because
soon
I'm
as I get these flags, I go home.
He's like, I want to have a beer.
Yeah.
I want to have my meal.
Exactly. Yeah, he did not care.
He's like, I don't care if you finish this par 3.
Yeah. So I know it was a little while ago. Take us through the round if you remember.
I mean, really, from
I know it's far.
from the beginning, I didn't. So I
it was just like
go back to the thing. I did
pars,
not
yeah.
warm up.
Yep.
Did not warm up. All I did is a little chip and putt, and it was like maybe 5 chips.
Okay.
And then I rolled maybe like 10 putts, you know, and that was my warm up,
Yeah.
stretched, you know, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden from hole 1, I was pretty much dialed in, and
Yeah.
I was just like, whoa, where did this come from, you know? And
Yeah.
I pretty much, I think I was 1 under going through like 4 holes, and
Well-
for me, like I'm no near a scratch golfer. So for me, I'm a bogey golfer.
Yeah.
So usually around 4 holes, I'm 6, 8
Well,
up.
I do remember that your driver was just dialed that day.
Yeah, there was no
Yeah.
missing on that.
No,
Yeah.
you hit every
Yeah.
drive was.
Yeah. And I got a little golf love from finding some balls that might have
yeah.
been in rough and stuff. You know?
Oh yeah.
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 And then short game was pretty not bad either.
Yeah.
know?
You just.
I wasn't really making mistakes, I think.
Yeah.
Compared to like normally I would have at least 1 mistake a hole, which is why I'm a bogey golfer. And I feel like that day, at least for the front 9, and then it got too dark and I kind of stopped caring really. But
Yeah, and then you it happened with me. So I played another round too, same thing. Played 9 holes and tried to play the back.
Yeah.
But then everyone's like pushing you.
Yeah,
everyone's
you're in a
like,
rush.
Yeah,
right?
you're in a
'Cause
rush.
You're like, wait,
yeah.
I want to finish 18.
Yeah.
And I don't think.
But then I also want to play well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wait, this is a good round.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like you said, that was a good round. So I shot on the front 9 at Empire. I shot a 37.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Solid.
So I know and I started the normal way.
Yeah.
Bogey number 1 or
Oh.
double bogey number 1.
Oh man. Oh, so
Bogey-
you really played
bogey
lights
number
out towards
2.
the end.
Then I birdied 3, which is par 5. Parred 4. Bogeyed 5. Parred 6. Birdied 7. Parred 8. Birdied 9. And the 2 last birdies were tap-ins. Like I put it within a foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty.
awesome.
So yeah, I was definitely dialed. But then on the back, just a few holes I did play, my wedge game wasn't there anymore.
No.
But again, I was like kind of rushing.
Yeah.
Because when we made the turn, there were like there was 3 groups on 10
Oh, really?
waiting
Oh, so
to tee off. Yeah, so
everyone
everyone was trying to get out. Yeah. And
that's
so as soon as
unfortunate.
we saw that, I'm like,
There's
I'm
no
just
way
gonna
we're
sit on this
finishing.
37
Yeah.
and just chill.
Yeah, and just enjoy the back 9 and not
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
score it if you will.
But yeah, I mean, I've never shot par on a 9, and that's the closest I've ever come.
Yeah, what is that? Is that 1 off, 2 off?
1 over.
1 over on
Yeah,
that.
on front 9. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Same thing. My driver, anywhere I just kind of aimed it, wasn't over swinging, and I just put it down the middle every time.
really,
Not very far.
Some of the front 9 holes there, you don't necessarily always need driver.
Yeah.
I would say there's like on 1 you probably want it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need it. You probably want it. Hole 3 you definitely want it.
Yep. Or even I knew I was like playing smarter because hole 4, par 4, dogleg left. I hit like you said, no driver, so I hit a 3-wood. Well, I duffed my 3-wood, like barely to the fairway.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm not gonna go for it, so I laid up with a 7-iron.
Yeah. Played smart.
Put it close with I think a 54 degree or whatever it was, and then tapped in the par.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just like eliminate bad
That's
shots.
what we're supposed to do every round.
Yeah. Put it close, tap in for par.
But then we're
easy,
just like, well, if I pull out my driver, I might be able to get there. Right?
I'm like, and the distance was within my 3-wood again, but I'm like, why compound? You know, if I hit it too far or if I go left, it's hazard.
Hazard over there.
Yeah,
You got
hazards.
hazards on both sides over there.
Oh, that's true. Oh, you got OB houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it was just, I mean, a great day. I wish I would have finished, but I mean, I'm sure I would have shot 81 anyway.
Yeah. I mean, because there'll be a blow up hole in there.
Yeah,
you know?
for
There's
sure.
always is, you know. We're not pros.
Yeah. So it was inevitable.
Yeah. But it feels good.
It does, yeah. It's good to say I shot 37. That's my best 9 that I think I've ever shot.
And then you go home thinking about it too, right? You go home, you're just like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Like, what did I do differently?
So here's a question. Would you prefer to play, like, if you shot par, let's say you shot 36, would you prefer all pars, or would you prefer like an up and down round like that, like where you maybe you bogey but then you birdie? Because I feel like birdies are a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
But what do you?
I would like to. I mean, obviously, birdies are always the feel good moment, right?
Yeah.
I think for me, if I could, have a bogey and a birdie and pars, dang, that would feel good. But having like a double to start off, no, that doesn't feel
usual,
too good.
yeah.
And I feel like that's what I did on my front 9 that day with you. Is I think I was almost parred everything until like hole 9, and I bogey. That was my first bogey of the front 9, and everything else was just par. For the most part. And obviously, I was a couple more over than you. I think I shot a 39.
That's what I remember too. Like I remember watching you, and I'm like, oh, you're playing well. But then when you're like, oh, I'm 1 over, I was like, holy crap, like shit, like.
Yeah, I was.
I
like,
don't know. Is that?
I was shocked too.
Yeah, you're like looking. And my buddy who I was playing with when I was shooting, he's like, "Do you want to know your score?" I'm like, "I already know because of my watch." You know.
Yeah.
Because I updated every hole.
And
so.
that's a good thing to bring up too. It's like when you're playing well, do you care about the score? I know it's on your watch, but if you were like, let's say you're in a tournament, would you want to know what you're scoring? Like honestly, for me, sometimes I always
Just
mark
to
my
play.
score down on the card, obviously, but especially in a tournament, you have to, it's forced. But like I don't do the phone thing. I don't do my app thing on my watch or anything like that.
You mean scorecard wise?
Yeah. So I don't.
So you just keep it on the scorecard.
Exactly. I do old school, and then I purposely don't add it up until like sometimes I don't add it up at the turn if I feel like I'm playing good.
Yeah.
I purposely just mark it and then I keep playing, and at the end of the round I add up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Like, is it a mental thing? I guess?
Oh, for sure. Like, but also knowing. I don't know. I'm torn. Like, I like to know where I am, but you're right. I think if you just played freely and just played every hole and at the end counted up, you'd probably feel like you played worse than you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, because pros, if you think about them, they probably know every hole. They know exactly where they're on the ranks, right? Because the caddy's telling them or something. It's like for us, like
tournament wise, I definitely don't like to know where anybody's playing. I just like to know where I am.
Correct. Yeah.
Because I'm playing against myself essentially, right?
Yeah.
But then once I start that mental game of, oh man, you're 1 over and I'm 2 over.
Yeah.
Now I need to bird, right?
Yeah.
Rather than just play the game, let him.
And
or let
sometimes,
you
like,
play.
I guess this is why I bring it up, because sometimes I'm in a spot where, I might be, 10 over or something because I'm just having a crappy round. And then I start doing shots that I shouldn't even think about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm already 10 over or something. Like,
Yeah,
I can do this.
Yeah.
And then I'm like 15 over or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
But, or it's like, if I didn't even think about what I was doing and I just played golf and what's the course giving me in front of me, Just something to think about.
No, I definitely do. If I'm blowing it up, I need to know. So yeah, when I like to know when I'm blowing up where I stand, because, like I said, I don't want to break 100.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's always
on the other side.
Yeah.
Go over 100. Yeah. So, any other rounds that you know? That you had
After that, I played Sierra View. Played pretty decent.
Nice little country club right there.
Yeah,
in Roseville.
I got invited out by a buddy of mine.
Nice.
Kyrie, shout out.
Yeah.
And ended up shooting, and I played a couple times there with him. And the first 2 times were not good.
Yeah.
And this time around, I shot at 89, and he's like a high 70, low 80 shooter himself. And so I felt pretty good shooting at 89 there.
Yeah.
I've only played it a couple times. So.
Yeah. I think I've only played it like once or twice, but I don't remember. Is it a little bit more wide open?
A little bit wider open, so you can't get in trouble as much.
Yeah.
Especially, on like the par 4s and 5s. I feel like they stagger them next to each other.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a few holes mixed in there, like par 3s and stuff. You can get in trouble a little bit with brush on the side or something. Trees are lined on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably like the hardest
my
thing about it.
nemesis.
Yeah. But I felt good about that. It was a good to follow up a 39 where I'm not really used to shoot an 89 at a country club. I was like, oh, okay, that's like I'm a mid 80s guy. That's that's what I try to do. That's my target for myself.
Yeah. Oh, another funny thing too, when we played that last round, so we were joined up with another twosome, and the one guy, I was hitting my driver pretty well.
Yeah.
He's like, "What is that? And it's just a Cobra, and I got my own special shaft on it.
Yeah.
And anyway, he's like, "Oh, do you mind if I hit it?" I'm like, "Sure, just don't break it."
Just don't break it. Yeah.
It's like I just bought it. Yeah. And he hit it twice. Well, he hit it one on one hole, and then he tried it again, and he bombed it too. And he's like, "How much you want for it?"
That's
like,
hilarious. I
was like,
a scalper
it's
for
custom.
the driver.
Yeah, and because he hit it pretty well. I mean, he hit it just like I did. So he was.
Must be the shaft.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Now we know JR's secret.
Yeah, custom shafts. Yeah, no. He was like, "I'll give you." He's like, He had like the new IQ 10 or whatever they are.
Oh, that's what we got going here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they over here?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're advertising right
now. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
TaylorMade. So
TaylorMade's going.
Yeah, he had the IQ 10
or QI10.
QI 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I obviously know my clubs.
I haven't been in the market for a while.
I know. When you're not looking.
Once you get your clubs dialed, you're just like, I don't want to deal with that ever
exactly.
again. Until like a few years, and you're like, maybe I should get another driver.
Yeah. Well, I think I realize now, like, the shaft is way more important than
the actual club head.
The club head.
Yeah.
So, because mine's like,
and to me, honestly, it's the grip.
Yeah.
Like, so I went to the mid-size grips, and the mid-size grips in my hand,
I have mid-size.
They feel so much better than the ones that come normal, right? And everyone goes like, okay, like you buy the clubs, irons, drivers, woods, whatever, wedges, and they all come with their whatever grip come on them, and then it's like, well, okay, just upgrade those to a nicer grip, right? But it's like no one ever really like talks about like, well, you should upgrade to like a mid-size. You have bigger hands, you have smaller hands. Like, oh, maybe keep it where it's at. To me, that's so important. The grip is so important.
It is. It's. I think you were talking about last time. It's just kind of something that's overlooked.
Yeah, definitely, like, in my opinion. Especially on like when I'm over swinging, which a driver I usually do.
Yeah.
Having a correct grip on there is like super important.
I didn't think about that too. I did switch. So last 2 shafts I had custom for my driver, I did get mid-size.
Yeah.
And it's completely different.
Yeah.
It feels way different, like in a good way.
Yeah.
And I won't even go back.
No, I can't. Now that I've experienced
it feels like you're just grabbing the the shaft now of the club.
If you use someone else's, correct. Yeah,
you're like, is this even padded?
Exactly. It's like I don't know about this.
Yeah. I'm not quite like Bryson, where Bryson DeChambeau.
No, he does like extra
jumbo,
large. Yeah, the extra large jumbo.
Like the
I
jumbo.
do that on the putter.
Yeah, I have
like,
the jumbo on the putter.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not too big though, because then it feels awkward, you know. But I definitely the mid-size to like I guess an large size. It's like definitely something to think about.
Yeah. Okay, so we're coming in to it's November now, and we're coming in that winter golf.
Okay.
Luckily, here in Sacramento, we've had pretty good weather so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I've still gotten in some rounds. The time change, no longer can you catch that 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Twilight.
That's after work. I know. It's. I think 4:30. I don't think
Yeah, I think today it was like 4:20.
Yeah.
4:15, 4:20, and I was like,
so you got to get out there by 11 to finish 18.
Man, it's dark.
Yeah. So we're gonna go over pros and cons of winter golf. So
let's go.
I always like to go negative, positive. So what would you say are cons? I mean, we already kind of mentioned them.
Yeah, I think number one con is light.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Even during the summer when you try to get twilight out.
Yeah.
Because twilight's based on when the golf course itself dictates the pricing, right?
Yeah.
Which is what a twilight is.
Yeah.
And so I think with it getting so dark so early, they don't really want to change what a twilight technically is.
Yeah.
In their price book, right? So it's like you're limited to like a very short window to play.
Yeah.
Like maybe you can get in 9. Like we probably couldn't even get in 9. I don't know.
No, I mean, you'd have to start at like 2.
Yeah.
And then maybe even then you might not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say definitely that the twilight is number one for me because during the summer you can go at 5, almost get an 18.
Yeah.
On a June
that's what
day.
we did. I think we got out there at 4:30 right after work, and
you can get it in,
especially if there's no one in front of you or anything.
Yeah.
And you just had the free range.
Number 2 for me would probably be it's wet. You never, even if you schedule, like let's say we're gonna schedule next week or a couple weeks ahead.
Yeah.
You just never know what the weather's gonna be.
Yeah.
So it could be rainy, it could be windy, it could be, which some think it's fun, but after a few holes of windy and rainy.
Yeah, so I would say a con is weather for sure, right?
Yeah.
If you get the rain in there, like it obviously it eliminates the demand, I guess, of people even having the want to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you think about it, I think regional can change that. So, like example, if you play on courses maybe in Monterey area, which have a lot of sand and drain very well, you can play throughout the winter, no problem at all.
Yeah, as long as it's not raining, right?
As long even if it rains, they drain. Like a Black Horse or Bayonet or something like that.
Well, then it's just more of your temperament for rain.
Handling cold or rain, right?
How well you're zipped up.
But then it's not like. So I guess I would put it this way: is a lot of people think like during the winter, the course is going to be soggy. It's just going to be like a lot of fat shots.
Yep.
I'm not going to play well. I don't really want to go spend the money and do it.
Yeah.
But then if a course drains well, it eliminates that mindset. All of a sudden you're in a positive mind. And if you're okay with, you have good rain gear, you spent money on the rain gear, then it's like, who cares if it's raining a little bit on you? Like the day we went, I mean, we thought we were going to get soaked, and it ended up like barely raining.
Yeah, exactly. It was that was a crazy one. And then it turned out by the end of the round, it was a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was.
It was still cold.
Yeah, we were taking off layers.
Yeah, it was still cold, but beautiful.
Yeah. So I can see that as con number 2.
Yeah.
Weather.
It's another con. Well, I don't like that your balls don't fly as far.
Yeah.
Right?
I would say at least 10 yards.
Us ego hitters, you know?
At least 10 yards per club, right?
Yeah.
Minimum, depending on how. I mean, you play Apple Mountain when it's cold, and dude, it's more than 10 yards.
And the stingers, I hate the stingers.
Oh, that's probably, I would say that's con number 4. Yeah, that's different than cold. I mean, the lost yardage.
So lost yardage because one, the ball doesn't fly as far. Then 2, you're probably not striking as well.
Well, and if you don't, if you're not playing as much, like let's say you're like me, I've only played 2 times in the last 2 months, and so or 3 months, I guess. And you think about it, and it's like, okay, I know my yardage is X.
Yeah.
And then you go play in the cold.
You got to reset.
And you're like, whoa. So you're like 4 holes in. You're like, I need to readjust my thing. So I can be a few strokes higher than normal because of that, where I didn't like come in with that mindset of, you know, it's going to be cold. I need to adjust for that right off the bat.
Yeah. Because I've had the opposite where you play a lot of winter golf and then you have to adjust once the heat comes back and then everything's flying off your club face.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So con number 4, what did we say?
Oh, stingers.
Oh, stingers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez,
That's probably the worst.
Yeah. Especially up mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had like first 4 holes is just thawing out
Yeah.
or like or acclimating to the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember playing Pacific Grove back when I was, I would say either high school or just out of high school. And maybe I came back for a tournament from college or something and played. But I remember on one of the back 18 holes, I can't remember, maybe it was 17 or something.
Yeah.
And it was raining, it was windy, it was cold. It was right on the coastline, Pacific Grove. We call it the Poor Man's Pebble. And oh man, I had a shot right off the tee box, and my hands stung so much from that shot. I released the club, and I think the club went further than the ball.
Oh,
I'm pretty dang sure. My dad, I would have to bring him on just to see if that was true, but I'm pretty dang sure it was close enough to I could say that.
So as soon as it like stung, you just dropped it?
I hit rock solid ground, it felt like. And because I think I was hitting like a hybrid or something, and so I must have just misswung. It was wet. My hands were slippery. My feet were slippery. And I just hit ground and then ball.
Yeah.
And the club just shot out of my hands. That was so bad.
Yeah.
I would never forget.
Dang, that's an intense one. I've never had that, but I've definitely had some where you're like, it rings you for like next 2 holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other cons? I'm trying to think.
For winter weather or just playing in winter?
I will say it's harder to get a group together.
Yeah,
guys drop out.
Right? A lot of demand, less demand.
Even
so
even
let's put it this way.
Even a
We'll
foursome.
leave that as a pro, but it's easy to get a tee time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you can, get a tee time for 4 guys, and then
But then finding people to fill it.
Yes,
That's a con.
It's like me and me. Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna go out as a single.
Yeah. I was like, well, I know you're down, so that's,
Yeah.
as long as you're available. I know
As long
you're
as
down.
I'm available, yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple guys that they're like, I've never played in the rain ever. I'm like, really? I'm like,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, why would I? I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, But sometimes you like the elements.
Well, I guess I feel like you're, again, if it's a new thing in your life and you're trying to grow on it, that makes sense. But I feel like I've played in
if you're just
a lot of weather before.
Well, I think too, when I was younger, you just wanted to play, right? So I played in the rain, and I think I had one of my better rounds, which is probably in like the low 40s in the rain.
Yeah.
So since then, you're kind of like, oh, I play better, and which is probably not true, but just you have one good round in like a windy day or something, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I love playing in that kind of element. So it's funny, golf's that way.
I mean,
like,
being from the Bay, like it was always like I felt fog morning.
Oh, yep.
To burn off to beautiful sky, blue skies in the afternoon to finish the round.
Yeah.
Like I used to love that. Like in the morning it was freezing cold, foggy.
Yeah.
The course looks beautiful, nice, perfect green.
I will say that's oh no, that's a pro. I'll have to save that one.
Yeah. I don't know if we have any more cons.
Yeah.
Minimal. We got a handful of cons.
Yeah. That's not bad. 5, you know. All right, the fun ones. Pros. What do you got?
Pros, well, we were just talking about it.
So,
tee times,
okay.
availability of tee times.
Yep. I'm going to say the courses are way more available.
Yeah.
And
you might be able to get a bargain.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, so there are some courses around, I won't name names, but there's some courses around that do have dynamic pricing, but they never go below their standard rate.
Yeah.
And remember, like when we played, there was nobody on the course. So in theory, we should have got a rate of like $30.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
any price
50%
to come,
off.
yeah.
Yes.
Any price
whatever,
come out.
They're like, they should have asked us, how much do you want to pay to play?
Yeah, exactly.
Or how much are you willing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the bad side. I guess that's
so
another con. Is
they'll
they
go
don't,
up,
they won't necessarily
go down.
drop it. Once they get to a certain price, it's like that's their bare minimum.
Yeah.
And they won't go below that.
They have a floor, but no ceiling.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, how much can we make?
Yeah. But like you said, I mean, you can, I'm sure I checked Apple Mountain the other day, and it was wide open.
So I guess bring it back to this application that's new-ish, right?
Yeah.
Golf Now.
Yeah, yeah.
Golf Now during the summer. Good luck.
Yeah, they're yeah.
Golf Now during the winter.
As soon as they come out,
pick which course you want to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to. Even right now, because the weather's still okay. Like I went to go look for a foursome just on a Friday and Saturday, and as soon as the week before, so it was, 7 days comes out, it's like half of them are already gone. I'm like, what the heck? Like still even.
Yeah.
So
even right, I feel like this is like the sweet spot between winter, obviously, right, with it being fall season.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing that is not the con is right now is that sunlight.
Yeah.
That sunlight being able to play longevity. But the weather, like
weather's beautiful right now.
Let's go back to as a pro for winter playing, is the temperature sometimes during the day. Like if you don't got a cold front coming in and there's no storm coming in, man, you can play middle of the day and not worry about being up in Sacramento where we are. Like you play middle of the day during the summer, good luck. You better bring a whole block of sunscreen, a case of water, and then you still need to have some like shade on you to be able to survive 18.
Yeah,
you know?
every time you stop with the cart, you got to find shade.
Yeah, exactly. And whereas the winter, it's like you can play right through that. I mean, you might need a jacket or something, but you can play right through. Just like doesn't matter what time your tee time is.
I mean, when I played last week, it was like you said, it was beautiful, and then it got cold when the sun was going away.
Yeah.
But I was wearing pants and a pullover.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't even really sweat.
Exactly. You're enjoying the weather.
Yeah.
Versus being like, oh man, where's the shade?
Hopefully Empire will keep draining well.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Empire, I love Empire in the spring. I feel
that's
like
what you're saying. Yeah.
They always. I feel like that course is beautiful in the spring before they let a ton of people out there, and I get the reasoning, right? But
yeah. Are you planning on playing any of their tournaments here at the end of the year? Or
yeah, usually there's some foundation stuff that I try to play in, like for some buddies that passed and stuff like that, and try to play in some of those tournaments if I can, depending on timing. Yeah. With the holidays, it's a little tough.
Yeah.
Come New Year, I usually always try to at least play something.
Nice. I mean, any of the men's club at Empire?
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't play one this year.
I know.
Maybe we need to get out there.
Yeah, we do. They do one for Winchester.
Really?
Yeah, I want to do that, but same thing.
Is that a Monday?
Yeah,
I think it is. Yeah.
But as soon as they open registration for those away ones, it's like full.
Fill up. Yeah. Because everyone, I mean, that's a lot of
a lot
of people join because of that.
Exactly. I was gonna say that. We have I think there's 800 members in that.
Yeah.
And everyone plays it for the away tournaments.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Because to some degree, I feel like the home tournaments are kind of rigged in the sense of like every guy knows exactly what club he's playing, what, and then if we don't play from the blues, the whites aren't that hard, from Empire.
It's more of a tighter pack, I guess.
Yeah.
Versus.
True.
Yeah.
Like one stroke could put you in first, and one stroke could put you in
last.
Yeah, exactly. Like 25th. Yeah. So, but so anyway, getting back to the pros, I definitely agree that I'm gonna like when it's a rainy day or sprinkling even, get out there.
That's a perfect. Like I said, with fog, I mean, even fog, it sprinkles a little bit. Up here for us, as long as it's not like a bad storm.
Yeah.
Beautiful time to go out.
So the other the pro that I thought of when you're talking is that if you do or are able to go play those Monterey courses, or right now is like the perfect season for them, right? Because it's what they call like Indian summer.
Yeah.
So right now is like prime time to play.
Prime time.
Yeah. Now obviously you have to start way earlier.
Yeah.
To get a full round.
You need an early morning tee time if you can.
At least 10 a.m.
And then you enjoy the clubhouse.
Yeah.
At hole 19 is what we call it.
Yeah. Couple beers.
Yeah. And then you get to enjoy the views, right? It's beautiful down there.
Yeah. So that'd be a pro. If you can make it down there.
Yeah.
To the Monterey area. If you want to work on your game, I would say that's a pro.
Yeah.
You can work, somewhere like this.
Yeah.
Come inside and play at G.O.L.F and
totally
work on your game. And then also, if you're okay just playing, by yourself.
Yeah.
Because maybe guys don't want to go out. Yeah.
I think a pro with the, all the things going on, you got G.O.L.F, indoor, able to use it as a driving range. You can go play any course in the world. I think that's awesome. shout out to G.O.L.F. And then the other one is Top Golf.
Yep.
Top Golf is another amazing.
It's a fun, interactive one. Yeah.
It's they have the dual deck and able to essentially play it like almost like a bowling game, if you will.
Yeah.
It's I think it's interactive enough to where you can practice if you want to use it to practice. You can use it to have fun and play stuff you normally wouldn't even be able to afford or go do. But
I didn't know Top Golf actually had, like, it's kind of like this. I mean, not as nice, but you can play holes on it.
Yeah,
like actual courses.
Yeah,
like,
you can play.
Like this, so I had no idea.
I didn't know. I didn't know it was actual courses. I thought it was just more like playing against each other kind of thing. Like
no, so on the screen, like up on the TV.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You hit and then you just watch the TV and you play holes, kind of like this.
Gotcha.
Now I like this a little bit or a lot more because it's interactive. You know, hitting to a screen, you see your ball flight and everything. But yeah.
So I think that's a pro for winter because of the development of golf, right?
And I always call like from November to like February is like tweaking season.
Yeah.
So like that's when you just work on things.
Yeah.
You know, work on your swing if you need to. Work on your, you know, just work on it because you're probably not playing as much, so it's okay, right?
And another thing too is like
I hate a midsummer like tweak.
Like is it
you're screwed for the rest of the season?
Is it Hagen that has the tracking device on their practice range?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome thing too. Go do during the winter. Like hopefully it's not raining on you. They have lights out there.
Yeah.
Go be able to do something like that, and you're still able to essentially get your yardage. Yeah. Make sure that's dialed in for the most part. I know it's range.
I think you can even download it up to an app. So I think you can sign in with an app, or sign in with your name from the app, and then it will track all your data, and then it saves on your phone. So if you're like, oh, how far was I hitting my 7-iron?
Yeah.
And you kind of look at it.
So you can,
I think they're TrackMans or shot tracers.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's the company, right?
Yeah. I forget what the software is, but yeah. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, I think I got away from, I don't know exactly all my yardage. Like my wedges, I used to have an idea, and now I think I need to go back and re-hit it.
Yeah.
Like come here and kind of redial it because I felt like I was, my 58 for sure I know, but my 54-50, I think I'm mixing it up a little bit.
And that's where I think the mats, that would be a con to me for mats, right? Yeah. Hitting off those versus real grass. Yeah. But I think if you get enough swings in,
start to feel it.
Yeah, you're gonna have at least a yardage in there that's pretty dang accurate.
Yeah, it'll even itself out, right?
Yeah.
So this is the first year I think I'm actually gonna work on something, like whether it be my wedges or just maybe even get a coach and actually like I don't know, try to get down to single digits.
Yeah. I got
Is
another pro.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say go back to maybe add on to the one we already talked about in regards to traveling to the Bay Area. But what about just traveling worldwide or even internationally, just to keep it, or even within your same state, like example.
Or even Arizona.
That's what I'm saying. So Arizona, Palm Springs, Mexico.
Yeah, Palm Springs,
those are all within a shot for us. That's not too far.
I have a
and it's not going to be, again, going back to the weather for us up here. It's pretty dang hot during the summer, and Palm Springs, I don't know if you really want to play unless you tee off at like 5 a.m. and you're finishing at like at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.
Because even in Arizona, I played one time in September around my birthday, and of course I was like, oh, there's a bunch of tee times. Well, I found out why there was a bunch of tee times because the back nine was like blistering hot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is why nobody's out here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I was still with a group.
I mean, you got to worry about heat stroke.
I still got paired with 3 other guys, but we're all crazy apparently.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful.
Yeah.
And it was September. I'm like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's all I can get off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything else that stands out.
Want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
We'll come back?
Yeah.
All right, we're back from the break here. So during the break, we did, you mentioned one more.
Yeah,
we came to you.
We discovered
the pros and the cons. Yeah. And it was a pro and a con.
Yeah,
Which is
in my opinion.
amazing.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I think it's going to be the winter rules in regards to playing golf.
Yep, I totally forgot about winter rules.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
It's winter golf.
Yeah, winter golf. Man, it just went right over our head. Yeah, I think it's a pro in regards to lift, clean, and place would be one example. I think it's a con in regards to hit a good drive and all of a sudden it plugs, you can't find it.
Oh yeah, I plugged a few drives or even like approach shots. Right, you hit it really high and then you know it's around somewhere.
It's in the rough on the side of the green. And you're like, I know it's right here. I can't find it.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
But I do love when you do find it or it's sitting down and you're like, oh, mark it, clean it, put it back nice and fluffy on top.
Yeah, that's the best right there. It's like, okay, don't hit this fat.
Yes. Yeah.
And another thing to add on to that would be, because of the weather, winter rules is like, you might get puddles or even like little mini ponds that are in areas that you're not expected that aren't on the maps. Let's say you're playing a new course you've never played before. I mean, that can be a con too, where you're like, you hit it somewhere and it's like your blind shot and you're just like, wait, I didn't know there was a pond over there. It's not on the map.
Or because it's raining, it creates a pond.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because of the drainage or something, But.
So, I know, I can't believe completely forgot about, and I especially love lift, clean, and place in tournaments.
Yeah.
But it just means everyone else playing well too,
And you can even bring that up to the greens too. When you have divots on the greens in winter, it's a little bit harder to fix a divot on the green during the winter time just because of how loose it is, right? Compared to summertime where it's a little bit more tight.
Yeah.
But
so, yeah, it was a great one. I can't believe that wasn't on our.
We had to add it.
Yeah, we had to come back.
We weren't gonna let it go.
Yeah, I was like, people, if whoever comments about this, like they're gonna be like, winter rules, winter
hello.
Place. Like, all right. So, last thing, we'll talk about is, do you? Because it kind of happened to me on the course, and that's kind of what brought it up. Is made me think about it. Is like, do you believe in golf course curses or golf curses?
100%.
Meaning, like for instance, we've talked about, if someone birdies. So when I birdie those holes, if someone steps in front of me, are they cursed for that hole?
100%. I'm 100% believer of that. I will never step in front of a birdie. Even I'm almost in the guy sitting in the corner like, hey, we got to do birdie juice. I'm not going. We got time to spare here.
Yeah, I've seen it where it just, someone does go in front of a birdie and not even knowing or maybe just eager to play because they had a bad hole or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like horrible tee shot or shank.
Almost, I would say
every time.
I would say almost every time. It has to be like 95 percentile plus.
Do you think the yips? I know we're not supposed to say that word in golf. That's a forbidden word.
Yeah.
So the Y word. Do you believe that curse? So if you start saying it, or if someone says it, what's your first thoughts? Like,
I didn't hear that word. Because I've definitely had them before, and then I'm saying it in my head, and I can't get it. And it's like, you got to go back to the basics of when I started learning to golf.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking like
deconstruct
deconstruct your swing to like one-handed golf swings to try to get it out.
Like, or even like you said, like if that happened, you just got to like put the clubs away for like 3 months. Just to get out.
Don't even do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I had it recently. I had it, I think like 3 or 4 months ago. And we were playing around, and I was on the practice green. I was early. I was doing great. This was awesome. I was gonna have a good round, and I was on the practice range, and I got the yips, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me! Like, no, this is not happening right now."
So the only time I really remember getting it like severely was in high school, right before sections. So I'd made to the playoffs, for high school and everything. And I get to the range, and I'm just like, I don't know. I was just like hacking at everything, and it just nothing felt comfortable. Everything was I'd basically have to aim far left just so it comes back. Yeah. Like if I did hit it.
Yeah. For me, it's always like the hosel, and I'm always hitting a hard slice, like a low hard slice to the right. For me, I'm a righty, and every time I get the yips, that's what it is. I'm like, what is going on?
Mine's like a severe slice. Like I still hit it out, but it comes way back.
I can't even get it off the ground usually. And I'm a heavy hook guy, you know that. Yeah. And I'm a heavy, and so when I get the yips, it's like a million completely different than.
And
what
that's probably why it's even more worrisome, is because it's not
like,
even
yeah,
it's
I'm
not
like,
even your
wait
shot.
a minute, I don't even know what to do here.
Like, you don't even know how to hit that if you could.
No, no.
Yeah. Yeah, fortunately, I haven't had like the yips, meaning like just your round is
Like in a round?
In a round, or just even like consistently round to round.
Yeah.
I maybe had it for like a hole.
I would say I've never had it in a round. I've always had it pre-rounds, or like just if I go to the driving range to try to practice, you know, and it, all of a sudden you start hitting a couple bad shots and it just keeps going, you know.
Yeah.
I think another curse, if I can bring it up, would be shadows on the putting green. And that's not really, I don't know if that's a traditional curse, but man.
So when you say curse, so you're thinking,
Bad omen.
bad to the person whose shadow it is.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Not the putter, right?
Not the putter. The putter is trying to make the
I
shot.
was gonna say, it still bugs you.
Yeah, it bugs the putter, but I think that's a bad omen on the guy who's essentially putting the shadow on him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're gonna hit a bad putt right after, because usually they're either standing there because they're already in or closer, and then obviously not as far out, right? And so it's essentially, I think, putting a bad omen on them because they're usually going to be putting next.
I see. Yeah, that's never one I've really thought about, but now that's in my head. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I just hate putting shadows on people.
Yeah.
It drives me insane.
Yeah, it's more probably just like your own personal etiquette, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Maybe now if someone's shadow is in your putting line, maybe you just hexed them.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe. Yeah. But usually they're ahead of you, right? So it's just like, well, mine's a 7-foot putt and yours is a 3-foot putt. And all of a sudden you're like, you missed your 3-foot and I made the 7 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I don't, my shadow's nowhere near you.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. So, one for me, and again, it's not like a more prominent curse, right? Yeah. But for me is waiting for the green to clear. So like on a par 5, obviously on a par 4, you always let it clear. But on a par 5, you're kind of in that in between, like 250 to.
So we hit a JR drive. We're 300 in.
Yep.
We're only
300 out, and then
no 300 in, half the tee box.
Yeah. And it's like, okay.
So now you only got like 2 to 250 maybe.
Yeah.
It's you got multiple club options. You're like, what am I hitting?
I got a wide open view to the green.
Yeah.
And I know I can get there.
And middle of the fairway, perfect lie.
Yeah. And I'm like, I just hit it.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I do a couple practice swings. I look up at the green.
Okay. I'll preface it, or I'll say this. The first time I hit it. So meaning like first par 5, I hit it. If it's great, good. If it ends up okay, good. But then if it's like almost hits them or like it's a dangerous shot, obviously I'll say sorry. But then the next time I'll wait.
Yeah.
But until that shows itself, I just hit.
And then also
because half the time, so if I wait and I'm standing there, and I go up to hit, chunk, or maybe I like blade it or just not
shank, any kind of shank.
Yeah. So everything but where you want to hit it.
Yeah. Because it's a mental, right? So you're sitting there waiting, thinking about it. Yeah. And I think it's like, when is it okay to take a swing technically?
Yeah.
And when is it not? And it's like, you know, that's a heck of a shot from there if you take that swing.
Yep.
So, and it's more of a, I think, like you said, hit it and apologize after if you hit a good shot. Like, hey, I was 250 out. I did not know I was going to get into that. I knew I had it in me, but I didn't know I was going to get into it.
It's like, I have it 3 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's probably more than that, but I'll tell them that. Like, hey, I'm sorry, you know, I was 250, 260 out. Yeah. You know, I'm hitting that once every whatever.
Yeah.
But then from then on, then I just wait.
Yeah. Or at least let them get to the edge of the green and then start dialing it up and be like, man.
That's another one where you literally, they like, you do see them, they put the pin in and they're starting to log off and you just fire it right at them and it's like on their tail. I have done that a couple, like, you know, some short par fours where they get off the green, they're in their carts.
Yeah.
I flew the green and then I almost hit their cart. And they're like, what the? I'm like, sorry. Yeah.
I've done that too with my lovely hook.
Yeah.
Going into the carts.
Yeah.
I'm like, ew, that's not good.
I know. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah. Like, so it's just like a personal curse for me. It's like a mental, again, it's mental, right?
It's mainly mental, but it's definitely
and I've definitely seen some memes about it. Like you wait for it to clear and you're like, chunk or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last one that I can think of as far as a curse is, you know, again, probably another one just for me, but like my best drive of the day, par 4. You know, I'm like, I don't know, 75 yards out, 85 yards out, and just like pins in the middle of the green, perfect, ready, fairway, and go, and I just blade the shit out of it, or chunk it, or, you know, or fly the green, or, you know, whatever it is, right? It's like, I should be at least middle of the green, right?
Yeah.
And
putting for birdie, minimum.
minimum, yeah. Even if it's not a makeable birdie putt, it should be a putt, right? But yeah, I've had that so many times where you just like chunk it.
Totally.
So,
that's
and because of that, actually, sometimes I've gotten away from using my 58 and kind of going to the 54, and kind of just make me a little like half swing, 3/4 swing.
Yeah. I almost went to the pitching wedge because of that.
Yeah, I mean that too.
And it's like choke down on it and just try to do like a nice 3/4 swing and not even try to do a full 60 or 56 or whatever it might be. You know?
Yeah. So that's definitely that's why I got away from a 60 degree, because I would just always chunk it. I would just cut straight into the ground or the rough or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
I just felt better with 58. And out of the fairway. So just kind of personal preference on that one.
But I'll bring up, I guess this is more etiquette, but if you're the first person in, do you pick up the flag stick? Let's say the flag stick's out.
So yes, I do. The only caveat is if someone else has laid their stuff on it, I leave it.
Leave it.
Yeah. Because
now, is that a curse if you don't pick it up?
I haven't paid attention, but that's a good one. I don't know. I'm gonna have to start marking it on my scorecard. Like, he didn't grab it.
He didn't grab it. So is that a curse for the next tee box?
Yeah,
is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
you know,
we'll have to watch.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one. But now too, everyone plays with the pin in.
Pin in a lot of times, right? So now that's probably out the window.
And I'm still a pin out guy, but I have noticed that when you play with pin in, the pace of play is way quick. Not way quicker, but it makes up.
Shaves. Definitely shaves minutes.
You know.
And I think I'm open to whoever I'm playing with, whatever their preference is. But a lot of times now, like everyone's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know.
It just, and then I'm old school too, where it's like, then you don't hear that sound, that amazing, beautiful sound of the ball at the bottom of the cup and that, you know, little rattle, right?
I think it's more for me if it's a serious putt, I want that pin out.
Yeah.
And I want to hear that rattle and go down.
Yeah.
You know? And it also just puts me in that moment, right?
Yeah.
And I think if I'm just going for like a bogey or something like that or whatever, or if it's a tournament, you know, like a scramble or something tournament that we're doing for charity or whatever it might be, it's just like, you know, I don't really care unless we're really trying to shave strokes.
Yeah. Shaved strokes. Yeah. It's like, oh, we got a birdie on that one.
We need a birdie here. Yeah. It's like, all right, let's pull this thing out and let's
focus. Yeah. So that's an interesting one. That'll be a fun one to like kind of keep track of. I wonder. We can report back in a couple of months, or maybe once we start playing again. So.
Or even like another one. Sorry, just
keep going. Hey,
another one could be, you know, temper tantrums out there.
Oh,
so if you like on a tee box, have you ever been with a guy where they chuck a club or something, and it might hit another guy?
My brother-in-law's buddy, he did that, and he threw his driver up.
Yeah, did it hit someone, or did it hit him, or anything?
No, did it break? Like everybody. No, surprisingly, it hit because there's no like concrete or anything.
So but
he threw it straight up.
I gotcha. So my thought process on that is like, is it a curse against you? Does a club break? Or is it a curse against you because it hits someone? You know, or is it just like a embarrassing moment where now it's like where it just ruins that like group's vibe kind of thing, you know, where it's essentially a curse against your group, not you individually because of your actions.
Yeah, just then you're kind of like on guard the whole rest around, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if it's like a group of guys that I've known forever, then I think you're just like, oh, that's him, you know, whatever.
Yeah, he lost it.
Yeah.
A bad hole.
But if it's like maybe someone who like I just met, or like
a random
you bring a buddy or I bring a buddy, and they're the ones throwing. I'm like, oh, like
who's this guy? Don't want to play with him anymore.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's a good one. That's another good one to keep track of. But yeah, I don't know. That's probably just more of a morale thing, depending on the group. But I mean, there should be some kind of curse when you throw your club.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You bring the mojo down, right? Yeah.
Or you know, I never understood when guys like broke their clubs over their like leg or something, or like on the ground.
Unless you get free clubs, then that makes sense.
Yeah, unless you're professional. You're sponsored. You're breaking your Scotties and stuff.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No thanks.
Yeah, no, I'll keep that. But yeah, so any other one you got?
No, I think we're. I'm
tapped out.
I mean, I started thinking of things that weren't really curses, but I'm trying to make them a curse. To me, they're curses.
Yeah. You're not going to play with Brian because he's got too many curses if you play with him. He's like, I curse you. I curse you. Maybe that's why you were playing so well that day.
It's because of you. It's my good luck charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks again for coming out.
No worries.
We are gonna play. I don't know if we're gonna record it, but what challenge? Oh, we're gonna play part 3.
Part 3 challenge.
Part 3 challenge. Yeah, we'll try to film some of it and add it on. So, Brian, thanks again for coming on.
My pleasure.
Appreciate
thanks
you
for having me.
Yeah, and just want to say thank you to everyone who's watching and listening, and keep
liking.
Yeah,
right
keep
there.
liking, keep subscribe, and then keep liking.
Yeah.
Comment.
Yeah.
And just want to say thank you again to G.O.L.F. Thank you, Chuck, for letting us film here. And thanks to Gavin, editor. You helped me a lot coming through all this. We're on we're past episode 10, so I didn't know if you knew that.
I'm lucky
which
number
is
11?
huge. Well, no, so this is probably 13,
Okay.
I think, yeah.
All right.
Which is
Lucky
lucky number 13.
No more curses.
Dang, this is the perfect. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Yeah.
But no, real quick, it's actually my favorite like jersey number that I've ever played with. So
I was
like
always
13s.
I was 54 for
13,
football, but
yeah.
9 for most other sports.
Yeah. So thank you to everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Peace. Oh, that looks good. Oh, hey, we're both putting though. Yeah. So did they show you how to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we get to cheat or no?
What's cheating?
Huh?
What's cheating?
You know about this?
Oh. No. That's the first time. For the record, that's the first time I've ever seen that. It is. I've never seen that. Oh my gosh.
I'm still gonna miss those, yeah.
Yeah, you got 45 feet. Well, you're within the gimme.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
So you go like this?
Yep. You know you can move it left and right too, right? If you wanted to, you can move it left or right.
Yeah, I was just trying to
One of the regulars on Sunday. He was like, "Did you know?" I was like, "No,
No,
I didn't
yeah,
know."
I know.
Pretty cool.
And that makes sense right now. All these guys, because when we played like
So if you're playing the
tournament,
like
you can't do it.
no, it doesn't work. But if we're playing just like us,
Yeah.
then it does.
See, this is my.
So 113. So you're gonna go 52 here?
I'm going
50? A little left. Oh, you're right at it. Oh, false front. What is going on here?
Way better.
I'm gonna go 52 here.
Oh, you're over there too.
Sand.
I think you're gonna be up next. Now I am horrible at chipping on this thing.
On this?
Yeah, because then you got like 50% bunker, so you gotta hit a 30-yard shot. Makes no sense. A lot of calculation. Way.
Yeah, it doesn't read it as well. That was also me. I was going to though. But in the sand, we want to swing pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a 80-yard club finish.
Oh dang.
Max. Now I'm trying to hit it 4 yards.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to hit it short. Now I'm at 90%.
28 yards. Yep. Sit.
And I'm still too long.
Sit.
Made to the green. Fourth bogey here. You want to get it? I was going to get it for you, but I don't want to. So yeah, now this is like a and you can't use the
What?
can't use the putt on it. You know putting.
Oh.
It won't let you just walk it.
Really? Try it.
It's gonna like get to another stream. I forget. Oh, yes it did. The other day it was on that one.
Cheater. Oh, nice.
And I didn't
Saved
go-
a bogey.
Get on up.
Hold it. But that's the distance. Sit. Gave me an opening. Let me change your foot. Otherwise, it won't read it.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh.
You see it hop?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it really rough? Maybe I should. I'm gonna try. Let's see what happens. Learning lesson.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Learning lesson.
Hopefully, you guys wasn't blocked too much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Gonna make me. Oh, you got it. They're gonna make me make this one. Make it win. You want to do finish hole or close to the pin?
We can do whatever you want. Finish it?
Alright.
Yeah, we got time. We good?
Yeah. 180. Oh, damn, this is a good one.
Looking good. Oh, this is one left.
Holy.
Yeah.
7 iron.
First that thing, 220? Man, what? What kind of protein was it?
Hitting that gym too hard. Oh, I didn't even look at that. No? No, it'd normally be up at the top. So I was hitting my 7 iron 220. according to this. I mean, it did sound pure.
It did.
But
It sounded really good.
there it is. Oh no! Woo! Just got it on there. Dang, I'm pretty close. I didn't mess up.
Am I not allowed to use cheater?
Look at one. Oh. Now it's all distance. Oh, pushed it. Oh, you gotta putt again. You gotta putt again.
Isn't there like a bigger one though?
Pressure zone. What? Oh yeah.
I'm not going to use
Yeah, you can. Because then you gotta finesse it, you know. Ooh. That's it, folks. All right, one by one. Peace.